The Zack Films clone problem continues. I did a video on this on how there are many 3D animation clones like His Story, Zack Films, and more. But a big problem with these Zack Film clones is that they're all Roblox now. And there are a bajillion of them to cover. Last video, the channel Roblox Man was actually pretty good. So let's see if any of these new clones can beat him.
You wake up and feel your teeth growing sharper, but you don't see anything wrong when you check the mirror.
All right.
Snap your head towards the window because you can smell your neighbor's dog from across the street. You run downstairs and tell your mom you're getting superpowers. She just gasps and tries to pull out her phone. But you now smell the raw steak in the fridge. You sprint towards it, but your mom grabs your hand and brings you upstairs. She then gives you a pill and says, take it and you'll get better. You gulp it down, and a moment later you throw it back up. She looks at you and runs out. She comes back with 2 pieces of rope, tells you to lay on the bed, and starts tying your hands.
No!
Then you fall asleep staring at your family camping photo. A few hours later, you jolt awake to the sound of your mom nailing your door.
Oh, hell no. Nah, L mom. Actually, L mom for real. Nah, if your mom does this, bro, yo, they're not your family, bro.
Door shut. Then you look down. The knots are still tied around your wrists, but the ropes are chewed through, and you can feel fibers stuck between your teeth. Now you can hear her talking on the phone. You guys have to come tonight. Then she drops the hammer and starts
who's
muttering a
guys?
prayer. Suddenly, you hear your neighbor's dog barking. You jump out of your window and run at the dog on
Whoa,
all fours.
whoa,
Eyes locked on the car
whoa.
honking at you. You turn and see headlights, and your neighbor's car
Oh,
slams into you.
shoot!
This is clinical lycanthropy, where your brain is convinced you're turning into an animal. And now you can hear your mom scream, but you keep barking at the dog.
Ain't no way this is real. I forgot. I actually did a video on Johnny Boy, and let me tell you, bro, dude, they're insane. Cause they're like the Zack Films Roblox clone, but they tell actual facts, which is insane. You notice, like, they mentioned the clinical lycanthropy. I don't know, whatever that is, it's true.
Your brother screams that the sun will melt your skin, but you look out and your neighbor is walking her dog. He points at her and says, her skin is already melting. You just ignore him and try to go to school.
Wait.
When you open the front door, he shoves you away and slams it.
Jesus!
Then you hear your mom gasp. You see her run into the kitchen, and she comes out holding newspapers and duct tape. She hands them to you and points toward the living room, telling you to start taping up the windows. But you go looking for your dad, the only person who can explain this. You find him on the bathroom floor.
Oh, he's dead.
Outside. He turns to you and says, do not look out, then hurries past you. So you cover the windows just to comfort your parents. You don't stop until the house is completely dark. Then you glance out just a little, despite what your dad said, and see the same woman, still on the curb, her face drooping in the sunlight. The dog is lying motionless on the concrete.
Not the
Suddenly,
doggy.
Your dad pulls you back and tells you the plan happens tonight. He's prepared cans of food and
Yo, why does he have this face when he has a plan, bro? This is like that's a creepy face, bro.
water down in the basement where there are no windows. So you go, and right when you step into the basement, your front door bursts open. 2 police officers let in all of the sun. Your mom gasps. Your brother yells at them to close the door. You lock the basement door and run, and behind you, your family is screaming that their skin is melting. This is folie à famille, when one mind's delusion spreads through an entire family. And all you can do now is hope they survive the sun.
Wait, bro just tricked me. I thought this was an actual, like, I don't know, fictional story where the sun melts you, but nah, this is I don't really know what these words are. These are some medical advanced words. This is the first clone we're watching. I'm not gonna lie, this puts him at an edge between the other ones because you just can't be educational. He's like so unique, you know what I mean? He's not like the other clones. It's literally Johnny Boy 1353. He has his own style. He has his own thing.
Your mom is feeding you soup because you're sick, but you know it's been killing you. She whispers in your ear, this will save you. The next day you go to the hospital and you start to
I
feel
love the
better
shots.
until she brings the soup from home. The cafeteria food upsets your stomach. By morning you almost throw up and you see your doctor write down a new symptom. You tell him, I think my mom is poisoning me. But she cuts you off and warns him that the illness makes you confused, so he just smiles and pats your leg. A few days later, she pulls a pill bottle from her bag and tells you this will cure you. You take one, and the next morning you can't get out of bed. So whenever she's not looking, you stuff it under your pillow until she finds it one day. She shows the doctor the pill you hid, and by morning you hear them schedule a procedure for tomorrow. So
oh my gosh, I feel like I don't know what it is, but let me predict what he's thinking of. It's like you have your mind of its own, thinking it's right, but it's wrong.
So that night you wait until she falls asleep in the chair beside you, and you run. Your legs
Oh!
barely hold you, but you make it into the corridor, and now you see the exit. Then you hear her scream behind you. Please, somebody stop him. He doesn't know what he's doing. And the whole hallway turns on you.
Oh,
then a nurse
shoot.
grabs your arms and a stranger grabs your legs.
Yo,
So you
what?
down
That's so
gently
creepy.
Until she runs up to you. She sinks to the floor and pulls your head to her chest, whispering that she's got you now. This is Munchausen by
There we
proxy.
go.
When a parent makes their own child sick, for the love it earns them. And now you'll be loved forever.
Whoa, oh shoot, yo, my fault, bro. Yo, let's see if y'all can see my goosebumps, bro. Y'all see that? Look at that. Hold on now. Yo, I got plot twisted so hard. This is why I love Johnny Blocks. He's not a clone. He's literally Johnny Blocks because he tells you these facts.
You wake up to your neighbor dancing on her roof, screaming that she's on fire, but you can't see any flames on her. When police come to arrest her, they tell you that she's going straight to the psych ward. The next day, you walk past your local Starbucks, and you hear shouting from inside. You look, and a man is jumping on the counter,
just dancing
screaming that they put worms in their croissant. You pull out your phone to dial 911, but then suddenly another woman starts scratching at her arms like crazy, then another. So you run as fast as you can.
Oh, hell nah.
They have. By the time you get home, your mom tells you, I just got a call from the pastor and he said the whole town is being punished. So you pray at lunch, after you eat your sandwich, and when you're done putting on your pajamas for bed, then you decide to peek out your window and almost fall over. Your neighbors are running around screaming that their skin is on fire. Then you look to your right and you see a crowd surrounding a man shouting, you're the one that poisoned us. Suddenly your hands begin to burn. Your fingers go red, then gray, then a black that spreads up your arms. You bolt out of your house trying to find help, but now you see it. Something gold and beautiful at the end of the road, coming for you. You turn and take one step and your head hits the concrete. You watch as the flames eat you alive. This is ergotism, a fungus in grain that drove an entire French town crazy in 1951. And everything you've seen was only caused by bread.
Yo, I don't know, y'all. Yo, Johnny Blocks is up there. I know we're gonna compare this guy to Roblox, man. For context, that guy is pretty much like his story, but really good. Like perfect his story accuracy. So far, we're gonna put this on scale so y'all have this something to like gauge. You have Johnny Boy up here, y'all. All right. He's like a 9 out of 10 for sure. But we can't say yet because another Zack Films Roblox clone we have is Ashley. I see him, bro.
A restaurant owner grabbed a pot of boiling soup off the stove and poured it over a child dishwasher's hands because the boy dropped a plate. The skin came off in sheets. The boy screamed and held his hands out shaking. The owner looked down at him and said, if you can't hold a plate, you're worthless. Kitchen. He was 11. His hands never fully healed. The nerve damage ran so deep he couldn't grip a glass without pain. He couldn't write, couldn't tie his shoes.
This is what I like about Ashley so far. He's similar to his story where they make analogies to what's happening.
Couldn't hold a pencil without his fingers locking up.
Right
Every night he sat alone and squeezed a rubber ball until his knuckles went white and his eyes watered.
Yo.
Then he switched hands and did it again. It took 6 years before he could hold a knife steady. By 30, he was the top trauma surgeon in the city. His hands were the steadiest in any operating room. No one knew they still burned every time he scrubbed in. He just never let them see him flinch. One night, a man was rushed in. Grease fire at a restaurant. Burns across both arms. Chest crushed by a falling beam. Every surgeon on call said too risky. One man answered. He walked in, looked down at the patient, and stopped. Same face, same mouth. The man was conscious. Please, save my hands. I can't feel my hands. The surgeon didn't speak. He worked for 9 hours. He repaired the lungs, rebuilt the ribs, closed every wound with perfect precision. Then he got to the hands. He stopped. He pulled off his gloves and held his own scarred hands under the light. The owner's eyes went wide. The surgeon leaned down and said quietly, if you can't hold a plate, it won't matter.
Okay. Not gonna lie, yo, the middle part was really good. The ending it fell short, but I feel like I understand why they do it because they don't want no long ending on a short because people do click off. But I'm gonna lie, endings matter a lot because people remember how things end, not necessarily the middle part. But let's see this. That was only one video on a Roblox Zack Films clone.
My dad picked me up from school at 3:15 p.m. and drove right past our house without stopping. My dad picked me up from school at 3:15 p.m. and drove right past our house without stopping. I said, Dad, you missed the turn. He said nothing. I said it again louder, and he just kept driving with both hands on the wheel, staring straight ahead. I texted my mom and asked if everything was okay. She said, just let him drive. That made it worse. We got on the highway and drove
your dad,
20
bro.
minutes into a town I'd never been to. The houses were small and old, and some were boarded up. My dad turned onto a dead-end street and parked in front of a tiny yellow house with an overgrown yard.
Is this a surprise?
He turned the car off and just stared at it. I asked him 3 times what was going on.
Dad?
He didn't answer. His jaw was tight and his hands were still gripping the wheel. After 6 minutes of silence, he opened the door and walked up to the front porch. He put his hand on the railing and just stood there. I got out and walked up behind him. Dad, what is this place? He took a breath and said, this is where I grew up. He found out yesterday the house is being torn down next week to build apartments, and he wanted to see it one last time before it was gone.
Yo, what do you mean? Wait, do y'all live like not together? Because bro said, right? Bro didn't know where he was going, yet they went to the apartment where it was gonna get torn up. Unless I'm stupid and I wasn't paying attention, I have a TikTok goldfish brain. You got some plot holes, Ashley, bro. You got some potholes.
After school, I got into my mom's car like I do every day. I threw my bag in the back and started talking about how my teacher gave me a 0 which I spent 6 hours on. But the driver said nothing. I looked over, and the person behind the wheel was wearing sunglasses and a hat I've never seen before. My mom never wears hats. I felt my stomach drop. I looked at the door handle.
I like the animation though. Like I like normally like it's not like this.
My mom never wears
like little bits of it, little expressions. It's these small details that make the quality of the video really nice.
Hats. I felt my stomach drop. I looked at the door handle, but we were already going 40 on the main road. I quietly pulled out my phone under my backpack and texted my best friend that I got in the wrong car and might be getting kidnapped. He replied, bro, what? The driver still hadn't said a word and kept driving. We turned left on a street.
Them quiet Ubers.
My hands were shaking so bad I could barely hold my phone. I texted my mom, where are you? And she replied, Uncle is picking you up today, forgot to tell you sorry. I stared at my phone for 5 seconds, then slowly looked at the driver again. It was my uncle who I hadn't seen in 3 months.
Alright, I think we get the idea of Ashy. Very good beginning, very good middle, but the endings are like, alright, because like it just doesn't lead to anywhere great or like on a good note. You feel me? Like a bro went through all that. The stake was, oh, he could have been in like a kidnapper car or something bad, wrong car, whatever. But then it's just his uncle all along. Alright, so far we got Johnny Roblox, what we watched earlier, and then we have Ashy. I'm gonna lie, maybe like a... Yo, why am I still doing the 7 out of 10? Next up, we got gym stories.
I was playing on my PlayStation 5 when a fat Karen destroyed my wall
Yo,
by throwing her fat son through it like a human cannonball. The impact was so powerful, I thought a meteor had just hit Earth. And there she was, the same Karen whose credit card I stole 2 days ago. She was so angry that the fat rolls on her forehead formed the shape of a Tesla logo. Where's my credit card, you little Because of you, I can't go to Pilates anymore. Stop the cap. No one believes you. But I could make her more angry. As she said that, she loaded her son into a cannon again and fired him at me for the second time. That fat ball. This
is like Zack Films energy, y'all. I actually like this because Zack Films, he was really good when he first came out. Everyone loved him, but there was never a Roblox clone. No one really want to copy him. Everyone wanted to copy like a Zack D film style or a His Story style, but Gym Stories, it's like just Zack Films.
All destroyed my 67-inch TV. I grabbed my PS5 and started running away. Of course, I had bought it with her credit card. I'd already spent 10 grand of her money. I ran a mile into
10 grand?
Everyone listen to me. Nobody understood me, so everyone immediately put their hands up, thinking it was a robbery. She's coming! At the same time, I could feel the ground shaking with every step she took. We need to hide in if we want to survive. Everyone laughed at me. But when Karen reached the bank,
what the?
Stop her. They tased her, but she ate the electricity like it was a tiny piece of candy.
What?
She immediately ran into the armored vault, which had $10 million inside, and slammed the door shut behind us.
But she what?
Right now, or you'll regret it. Then I heard her loading her son into the cannon.
Dude, what is this canyon? I love this song, guy. Yo, it's like, so as of right now, this is only one video though. Johnny Blocks, Gym Stories, and then Ashy so far.
I was shocked when I heard my brother calling the police on himself, and then his eyes suddenly turned bright red. Hello, this is Jimmy Donaldson here.
Bro got Sharingan.
He didn't even finish the.
Wait, that's such a hidden detail, bro. Hey, I think.
Hello,
I don't know.
This is Jimmy Donaldson
Unless
here.
I'm a nerd.
He didn't even finish the sentence because I covered his mouth. He bit me so hard I felt it in my bones. And at the same time, he was literally holding our TV under his arm. My dad heard me screaming from pain, and 5 minutes later, he walked into the kitchen and immediately slapped him across the face. To the ground, good boy, he yelled. My brother's eyes rolled back to normal and he collapsed. Oh my God, he's having another episode. Go get the pills from the garden, son. I grabbed a shovel and quickly dug up the medicine.
Okay, what is this? What kind of family puts pills in their garden? Yo, buddy, yo. I like this, but this goofy ass stories.
From underground. We keep them buried so my sussy brother's evil version can't find them and use them himself. At the same time, the police showed up at our house.
What do you want that though?
But when they kicked the door down, the first thing they saw was my dad fighting with my brother. They thought my dad was hurting him, so they arrested my dad.
Oh,
instead.
what?
You can't do this.
Hey, bro, there's no way you just arrested your dad. Wait, this is the evil version. It's out.
Come back and we'll all die if you let him go. They didn't listen, and seconds after, his eyes started rolling red again. I ran back with the pills and forced my brother to swallow them. A few seconds later, he woke up and looked around. Where am I? It was another episode. My brother has a second evil personality, and whenever he doesn't get his medicine in time, he's capable of doing absolutely anything.
Not bad. But goofy ass story though. Who hides their medicine? You want the guy? Oh, actually no, because if the evil guy gets to the medicine, he could literally throw the medicine away. I get that. Okay, never mind.
A fat Karen got on the bus with a
Dude, I'm loving these characters.
Even fatter than her. So round he looked like a bowling ball. She walked up to me and said, "Excuse me, don't you know this is my seat? Leave immediately." She had no idea she picked the wrong person. I didn't even try to argue because if she sat
I love these expressions.
on me, I'd look like I got
Yo!
A moment later, her spoiled brat started crying so loud that the bus windows almost shattered.
What the frick?
Roblox, Mom. The woman stood up so fast.
Typical Roblox kid.
Every time she walked, she made a squeaking noise.
Y'all heard that? When she stood up, she almost caused a car crash. That's insane. Like, insane.
Like a semi-truck backing up. She slapped my hand, making my phone fall out of it, and handed it to her little angel. I yelled, "What are you doing? I have my credit card connected to that phone." She smiled, turned to her kid, and said, "You hear that, honey? This man said you can buy as many Robux as you want." The kid immediately bought himself a Valkyrie hat.
But Domino's, bro.
I pointed out the window and said, "Look, that guy over there is giving away free donuts." I knew she's so giddy she will ignore everything else. It took her 5 seconds to turn around. Where?
5 seconds.
I grabbed her ID from her back pocket and ran off the bus. Wish her good luck in comments paying off her $1 million credit card.
Bruh, goofy eye characters. Hey, yo, gym stories, they're pretty good. Pretty good. Let's do one more and then we'll see where we rank them with the other clones.
I joined the military and was about to jump out of a plane with a parachute. But before the instructor showed me how to open it, a bully walked up to me and shouted, "Time to prank someone. Don't be a wimp." Then he shoved me out of the plane over 30,000 feet. I had no idea how to open my parachute. By the time Bro, I swear it's just like one pull, bro. They make it simple so that it's not hard to open a parachute, which is a life or death situation. Figured it out, it was way too late. I slammed into the ground and shattered my leg. From that moment on, I knew exactly how I was going to get my revenge. Since I couldn't walk, I found a wild horse, climbed onto it, and rode it to the nearest hospital. When I pulled into the parking lot, a group of girls yelled, "Oh my God, please take my number." I just
Top 10 things that did not happen, y'all.
Just laughed and said, sorry, I don't
Ladies. One at a time, please. Boy.
take gold diggers. Then I casually tied
Gold
my horse to a
diggers.
parking sign and walked inside. The doctors put my leg in a cast and told me I wouldn't be able to walk for 2 months. I said, that's too long. I've got one prank I need to pull. They looked
One
at each other and
prank.
said, well, in that case, you'll be back on your feet in a month. Perfect.
Yo. Okay, and it's just like that. He needs his legs back just to do a prank, so they shortened it.
4 weeks later, we were back in the
Yo, what are we
reached
doing?
6,000 feet. I turned to the pilot and said, take us up to 65,000 feet. Then, just as the same guy was getting ready to shove me out again, I took his parachute, smiled, and said, enjoy the prank, bro. Then I pushed him out of the plane.
It's just a prank, the prank. I'm gonna lie, we have Johnny Blocks, Jim Stories, and Ashley, and I'm gonna rate this guy an 8.7, bro. He's really good. I really like. There's comical into his videos, and when there's any comedy factor, it's always good. Next up, we got Ninja Roblox with 1.34 million subscribers, y'all. Alright, bro. That's all I needed to know what we're dealing with. It is a Roblox animation channel, but. This freaking funk and that goofy laugh that they always do. I'm just rotting my brain away by doing this. What is going on? Alright, bro. You know, let's do one more. I don't even think this even counts as a Zack Films Roblox. Let's do one more. Alright, that's We're moving on. Next up, we got Anka Stories.
This woman with diabetes was fired from Dollar General over $1.69 worth of orange juice, and it ended up costing the company $280,000.
What?
You see, Linda had asked her manager if she could keep orange juice at her register for emergencies, which he refused, telling her that the company banned food and drinks on the job. What he never told her.
Oh my gosh, this is giving. I don't want to say it's giving. It's giving. It reminds me of his story, bro. They have them stupid, hard-headed ad characters that just won't let you live. If you need medications for episodes or whatever, they won't allow it. They won't.
There was that Dollar General had a separate policy allowing medical exceptions. So when she went into diabetic shock one day, she rushed to the refrigerator to grab the orange juice, for which she paid on the spot. The same thing happened a year later, and she paid for that one too. But even though she paid for everything, Dollar General fired her anyway, calling it grazing. The Equal Employment Opportunities Commission helped her sue, and the company's actual defense was that Linda should have just hidden a juice in her apron so nobody would see her breaking the rules. The judge saw right through it, and it only made him angrier, ordering Dollar General to pay her $280,000.
I don't think that's enough. They should pay her like millions of dollars. Millions with an S. Oh wow, that was. Oh yeah, I did a video of them earlier, and the thing about Anka is that, correct me if I'm wrong, but most of their stuff is actually true, which is insane. That's like the factor that makes these clones good. If you have like something that makes you stick out, and that's really important because when you're unique, that makes you you, and you're not a clone. Like you have Johnny Boy that does like the medical scary terms, and then you have like Jim Stories that have that comical factor. That makes you better. That makes you good. These clones should learn from them.
This mom's 2-year-old son was taken by a stranger and sold on the black market, and for the next 32 years, she never stopped looking for him. You see, she quit her job, posted 100,000 flyers across 10 provinces, and even appeared on every TV show she could, but without any luck. At one point, her mental health collapsed, and she checked herself into a hospital, but she never stopped pushing. She started helping other parents find their missing children and reunited 29 boys with their families.
That's a lot.
In 2020, she told an interviewer that she still believed that someday she will find her son. And just a few months later, her son contacted her through a family that she helped years ago. She was scared he wouldn't recognize her, but unexpectedly, he ran straight at her, just like he used to when he was a baby. And she said,
I know where my son is. I know he's alive, and that's enough.
Wow, if this is true, bro. Yo, I need the way I fact check this is by doing search with tab with Google Lens, reverse image search, and if we see the image. And this is why Uncle Stories is peak, y'all. Now let's rank where all these clones belong. First, honestly, Johnny Roblox is really good because it's horrifying medical terms that me and you could have. You have Jim Stories, Anka. Honestly, I put them on the same level because these guys are unique, y'all. When you're unique, you're better. Then you have Ashy and then Ninja Roblox. And Ninja Roblox is like down here, bro. And there you guys have it. Johnny Boy takes the throne. If you guys want to see more content like this, click this video here.